going on today, guys? Brian here. First off, I had to reshoot the first part of this video. Yesterday I was shooting a video and I had a relative come over and my phone started ringing, and you'll get to see. So I'm having to remake the first part of this video. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to see all of what I did, but I lined the front end, and I'll kind of just walk you through what I did and show you basically how I got the steering aligned and all that. And you'll be able to see in the next part of the video, you'll be able to see what I used to actually do to align the front part of it. But let's get started here. Let me show you. I'll show you how I measured to make sure my steering was straight. Let me clamp you on here. Okay, so what I did was I measured, took a tape measure, measured from the steering stem down here to the solid part of the frame. And let me move you back so you'll be able to see. There we go. Sorry if you're shaking. Now you should be able to see right here where I'm touching this bar. I know it's straight, solid. So what I did was I took a tape measure and I measured from the steering stem itself, not the handlebars, not the clamps, but the steering stem on this flat surface right underneath the clamps. And I measured, put it against that, measured right down beside of this hole, and got my measurement there, and then come over to this side and measured there and made sure that the distance was equal, so I knew that this stem was straight. So once I did that, I set up my jack stands. I set one right here and one back here, and then I have a straight edge. It's a big guide, more or less, for cutting sheetrock or plywood or something. You can clamp it on, use it as a guide. And it's good and straight. I knew it was straight. So basically I laid it on the jack stand here and had it touching the surfaces on here that I know were flat. Made sure these two were touching. And then when I come up here, I pushed it against and looked for where I had a gap, whether it was at the front or the back. And then I just adjusted the tie rod to where it was touching equally. Once I did this side, I moved around to the other side, did the exact same thing, and got it straight. So we'll see once we put the tires back on it and ride it and get the steering broke in, because everything where it's new is good and stiff. And yeah, that's basically the first part of the video that you're not going to see. You'll get to see a little bit of what I did as far as the straight edge on the jack stand. You'll be able to see that part for the right side of the four-wheeler. But that's all done, taken care of. So we'll let you get on to the rest of the video, and we'll see you here in just a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a family member come in, and while I was trying to show you all this on lining the front end, get the front end lined again, and then my phone started ringing, and it was a buddy of mine that I work with that he's bored, was wanting to talk. Then the wife had dinner, so I had to cut you off, but we're back. Turn you around. This side here is done. I went ahead and moved everything over to this side so I can show you, and it was pretty much lined up. I mean, you can see, maybe you can see the gaps real good or not, but it's touching front and back. On the rear, same thing. Touching front and back. I can see it's a little bit dark, sorry. I wish I could have got that other light to put back here at the back. It would have really helped. But anyway, that's all done. That's how I do it. I use this straight edge, set it on a couple of jack stands, and put it against the hubs and not actually against the tires. Excuse me. In my opinion, setting it against the tires, you have to make sure all four tires are aired up properly, have the right amount of air in them. If you don't, then what you're going to run into, if you got, like, say your front tire was a little lower on air or your back tire was a little lower on air, that tire's going to bulge out. Well, it would throw everything off a little bit. And this way, doing it actually touching the hubs themselves, you know those are flat surfaces, good and flat. So that's why I like doing it that way. And just like I said, I could be wrong, but it makes more sense to me putting it against a good surface that I know is a good flat edge to do it, and everything looks straight. So we'll find out when I ride it. But yeah, that's done with that project. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to set you down for a second and move these jack stands out of the way and stuff. And I think the next thing I'm going to tackle is starting to take the airbox off. This is part of the airbox. There's the main airbox right there. But I want to pull it off and see what it looks like up underneath this stuff, and if anything I got to clean, and start cleaning on that. So then I can get to the top of the engine right there to start looking at getting the valves adjusted. And I have a feeling, I'm going to have to sit down and read in the book, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to pull the exhaust header off, because the plug, I believe you look through to make sure that you're on your marks for top dead center, and the not be on the compression stroke and stuff, is right up right there. So if that's the case, I'm gonna have to take that off so I'll be able to see down in there for that. But like I said, I don't know, we'll just have to see. I'm gonna have to read in the book. I've got the service manual, and we'll just take it one step at a time and go from there. So let me set you down here a minute and get this stuff moved. Alright, I'm going to leave you sit right there for the first part. Well, you know, that's not a, that's actually a store. Just went in and had a good dinner too. My wife fixed pork chops. Yeah, that thing's a little crusty. Smells like there's something in it too. No, definitely be cleaning that out for sure. That thing's nasty looking also. Now that is a Phillips head. Man, they don't know what kind of fasteners they want to use on this thing. Breather hose on that side. I'm gonna need a pair of pliers for that. There we go. That's not too, that boot's not too bad. We'll clean it up also. Oh, what was that? Huh. Just heard something falling. There was a little screw just fell down. I don't know where that came from. There it is. There's the airbox. She's a little dirty underneath. About like everything else was. Have to see if I can find where that came from. Little like self-tapping screw. Oh, it come out of that first clamp I took it off of. I know I left you hanging over. You're right. All right. Now I'll show you what I like to do on the carburetor. Let me find the zip tie. Piece of plastic. I'll use this little plastic bag. Let me move it back here. Try to set you right here. Aim me down. There we go. This is the boot that goes on the carburetor and then into the air box. It popped off. I gotta clean it up too. It's pretty nasty. Well, what I like to do on the back of the carburetor, first find a bag that don't have any holes in it or a piece of plastic, and I like to stick it over the carburetor. Let me cut this. Alright, so here's what I like to do. I take a piece of plastic, cut it out, something a little bigger than what the inlet is on the carburetor. And then I'll take my zip tie. Don't make it too small, but I like to pull it down kind of close so when I put it on, I'm not that far away. I don't have to pull very much. But I'll lay my plastic on here and then lay my zip tie over it. Pull it down tight, and it's plugged off so nothing can get in there. No bugs can crawl in there, no dirt can get in there. And then when I'm ready, I can just pull that and it'll come right off. But it's all sealed up so I don't have to worry about anything getting in there. I don't know if you can see how good you can see that. I'll try to get you down here a little closer. You can see. So anyway, we got all that taken off. Move that boot. Man, you can see all this. It might be hard to tell. You can tell it's corroded. See, there's what the hose is supposed to look like. Shiny black. This is all almost like a mold that was on it. Everywhere when I cleaned it, just couldn't get to this. And you can see dirt on top of the motor. And I'll spray some simple green on this and kind of brush at it, get that off there. Because here are my valves covers. Alright, I'll take this over and lay it on the bench with the other stuff. This stuff here, I'll do the same thing. I know it's a little darker over here. I don't have the light over here. But this is the same thing I'll do over here on the bench. I'll spray it down with some simple green and try to clean it up. But for now, over here and scrub at this stuff a little bit. Can we see? Should be if I can quit shaking you. Grab my simple green. Got my simple green just in a bottle, spray bottle from Walmart. Actually, this one comes from Dollar General. And but try to wear the proper PPE, personal protective equipment, especially any kind of chemicals, anything like that. You always want to make sure you wear gloves. I wear glasses. If I'm using brake clean or something like that, sometimes I'll put on try to put a pair of goggles on over top of these glasses, because I know what that stuff feels like getting in your eye, because I've gotten just a little dab of it in my eye before, and it don't feel good. But I am just going to start out with a wire brush, try to brush some of this off. I know a lot of it y'all have already done, or if you haven't done it, and I'm helping make something a little easier for somebody else, that's what I am trying to do. But mainly, I'm just doing it to have fun. Get you guys hang out with me while we just work on this and shoot the shit. Definitely want to get all this clean and blowed off her, because I don't want it to get down inside the side of the head when I take it apart, that's for sure. Got to put a fresh NGK spark plug in her. Get that up out of here. Man, that corrosion, or that mold stuff are just all over everything. Yeah, that thing there's like pitted, like the chrome's come off of it. And this stuff on these hoses, you can brush at it, it'll kind of come off a little bit too. I ain't gonna brush real hard, being rubber hoses. Just a little bit so I can kind of inspect them, and then I'll use the old Mr. Simple Green. Need to be using the air compressor to blow this off, but I hate to fire it up. It makes too much noise. For y'all. My country. My country. Alright, we'll try to use a little bit of simple green on her now. Whoops. Pulled that off a carburetor. Definitely don't want to leave that. It's just one of the breather lines. It runs right up here to the handlebar. You can see how much nicer that looks just from a little bit of simple green wiping it down. I want to go ahead and pop that back on there. I don't want that being off. I don't want nothing getting in there. Really surprised it doesn't have a clamp around it. Kind of shocks me a little bit. I'll probably put a zip tie on it because it does feel kind of loose. If it's a little warmer outside, I'd like to just put the wheels on her and take her outside and spray it down again, hit it with the pressure washer again, but it's been kind of rainy and gloomy. I didn't have as much time today. I had to run over to town and get some stuff for the mother-in-law. I had to get some medicines for her. And which, by the way, here in West Virginia, our governor finally did, as of, let's see, today is Monday. As of tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., the state is shut down. They want everybody to stay at home. Don't go out unless you have to. Which we got enough food and water, which we're on well water, so we don't have to worry about any kind of, if there would be a problem with city water, which there's not, but our freezers and everything's packed. We couldn't get nothing else in them. And I got a call from work today that we might be off longer than what they originally said. Don't know yet. So they're just taking precautionary measures to make sure everybody stays safe. Anybody that watches this, you know, you guys stay safe too. Man, that one there looks like it's got stuff growing on it. looking pretty good. Almost, it would be clean enough to take it apart and work on now, but I like to make sure things are clean. I just might as well do it while I'm in here. So I'm gonna clean just a little more than usual. Need somewhere to hang my bottom. Another reason why I want this thing as clean as possible, and I might have mentioned it in another video, I'm thinking about selling it. Not that I really want to. Man, that line right there split. That's that breather that runs to the that's that other breather that runs to the carburetor there. I'll probably have to do something about that, and we'll pull that out here so that way I don't miss it. Might have to see if I can find either another piece of hose or a little fitting or something to go in it, just to cut it there and put it back together. It's just a breather line, and I could probably get by with, where's it broke at? Well, where'd it go? There it is. So it would reach to here, but it's, I don't know. I'd want it to be up, at least sticking up, because this is made to come all the way up to under the handlebars, for water, so water couldn't get in and it can breathe. Well, that right there, the heck, if I would happen to go into water up to where that's, up in here, over top of the end, right over top of the engine, that'd get right in, that'd go right into the carburetor. So that's not good. We definitely have to fix that. It just looks like it's dry rotted. Yep, it is. There's another place. Well, I looked at that. I might just have to go pick me up a piece of hose that size. Probably what I'll end up doing. I'll lay that over there. I might even have some laying around somewhere. I got this stuff pretty cleaned up. Looking a lot better. Especially right here on top of the end, right here on top where I needed it to be. And then we'll work our way on back. Got some hoses here to clean up and stuff. I'm not gonna bore y'all with all that. Gotta get the air hose out too and kind of blow this thing off. I'm thinking about removing the fuel tank. It has a, kind of sits in a plastic tray, and I can see on one part of it here that has dirt down in it. And I was thinking about taking it off, taking the fuel tank off, that tray out, cleaning that out really good, and inspect the bottom of the tank, make sure nothing like a rock or anything's been in there wearing on that plastic and rub it in half. That would suck. But we'll just have to see how involved that is. Alright guys, so I guess we'll call it quits there for tonight. And it is starting to get a little dark, so I figure it's probably around 8 or 8:30 or something. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Sorry. Got my Arctic Cat manual here, my big manual bought off eBay. And I'm probably just going to sit here and do a little research. Here we are. On adjusting the valves. And yeah, drink me a cold beer. That sounds pretty good. But yeah, we did get accomplished today. We got the steering, got all that aligned, all that taken care of. Front end's done. Other than putting the little mud guards there back on the A-arms or brush protectors to protect the axles. Other than that, yeah, everything there's done, and just starting to work my way towards the back now. So I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Please like, subscribe, comment, leave me some comments, questions. I will do my best to answer anything I can. I'm not the smartest person, never claimed to be, never will be. And you ever do that? You ever forget what you was going to say? Anyway, go fix something. There's always something got to be fixed, whether it's your house, buddy's house, whatever. Go help a friend out. This time, this situation going on with this pandemic, somebody could use some help somewhere. So, y'all keep it real. Love y'all. See ya.